Hey guys, so I promised a kombucha 101, and here we go. I have my guest Isaac Lawan on here.
Yes. Everybody seems to like my kombucha, so I decided it's only appropriate to share it with everybody. So, to start making kombucha, there's a couple things that you need to have. One of them is a vessel for the fermentation, some bottles like these, and I'll explain also where to get some of these items if you're getting started. But a lot of them are household items that you can find anywhere, Walmart or grocery stores. A couple things, basics, funnels, spoons, things like that. So to get started, first thing you need to do is you need to get one of these scobies, and we can put a link in the description of where to get one, and kind of explain a little bit about the scoby. What it is it's a type of microbe that they use to make kombucha out of, and you start with tea and it ferments it. But we could probably do another video on the scoby and how to get started with that more in depth. But to help with this process, I'm gonna have my friend Jeff over here to step in, and he just happens to have the matching shirt.
I'm a kombucha lover as well, so much that I want to learn the process.
So, if you already have your scoby and you're wondering about how to make the type of kombucha that I have, the best thing to do is start with this type of tea. It's called Irish Breakfast. Apparently it's a 300-year-old recipe of tea. It's probably the best tea that I've tried. I've tried probably a dozen different types of tea, but this one seems to work the best.
Now, where can you get that?
You can buy it all over. Walmart, Amazon has these big packs, these 100 packs. I have not found large tea bags, so all you have are these little ones. I found out that if you're doing 2 gallons, the best is to have about 13 of these in 2 gallons. So
a 1 gallon batch is 6 to 7, depending on how strong you want the flavor.
So this tea is an old Irish.
It's an old Irish.
From Ireland,
Irish. It's the best,
Of course.
So, to get started with that, we're going to have, I already did this a little earlier, so if you were to start it, you take 13 of these, you open them up, and you tie all the strings together into a kind of a clump. That way it's easier to get out of the pot when you're done. And it kind of looks like this when it's all done.
Now, do you let the water boil before you put your tea in?
You let the water boil, and then when it's boiling, you just drop, it's 1 cup of sugar per gallon.
So this is a 2 gallon batch, so
yes,
you
did
did
2 gallon batch. So what I do is I take 2 gallons of water. I actually add extra because when I do it, I always want to make sure I have a little bit extra for filling this up, and then a little bit left over. And it's basically sweet tea, so if you don't use it in here, you can drink it if you like sweet tea. Just put it in the refrigerator and enjoy it when it's chilled. But then it's easy to get out, you just do that. But for some reason, the book or other people recommend, you just put the tea bags in there for 20 minutes and then you take them out and let the thing cool down. But I actually leave it in here and let it cool down with the liquid. It gives it a stronger taste. I like stronger beverages, stronger coffee.
How much sugar you put in that?
This would be 2 cups of sugar. 2 cups of sugar. But it's 1 cup of sugar per gallon of tea that you're making. Okay. That's the ratio. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So ratio would be about maybe 5 or 6 of these, and then 1 cup of sugar per gallon, and then you double it for 2 gallons. But anyway, we're gonna get back to this in a minute. So we're gonna get started with the mixing of it with my secret recipe.
So what are your ingredients that you're going to be using for your particular kombucha that you like to make?
First of all, some raspberry flavoring, and then some blackberries. Frozen blackberries work the best.
You can get those at Walmart.
Yeah, we'll put a link or
Where do
something.
you get the flavoring?
You can buy that all over too. Walmart has it, or any big grocery store.
Readily available.
This one, we have a Mennonite community down the road, and it's called Walnut Creek, the brand. I think it's Amish made or something, but it's all basically the same. As long as it's not sweetened or anything. I mean, some of it is sweetened. This one has some propylene glycol in it, but it's not like the kind you would add to, it's not the syrup like you add to a coffee. It's just the flavoring extract like you would put into
A cake.
a cake or beverages or something. So,
And then sugar is what type of sugar?
you can use any kind of sugar, but we use like a
Cane
it's
sugar.
the regular cane sugar. So you can use any kind of sugar you want, as long as it's cane sugar or something around that. So what I can do to get started is after it's kind of an ongoing process. So after you do what I did over there with the tea, what we're doing here, this has already been in here for 7 days. So
It's been fermenting for 7 days.
kind of at the end of the video, it'll kind of bring into the start of the video of what we're doing now, because the stuff we mixed up, we dumped in here with the scoby, and you'll see at the end of the video how it matches to the beginning. But it's a cycle.
It's a circular process.
Yes. So this has been in here for 7 days, and
Now, are you supposed to leave so much with the scoby at the end, as far as you can't take all of the liquid?
yes, we're going to show that also. But this has been in here for 7 days. You can, if you don't want as strong of a kombucha, you can ferment for 5 days or less. But I seem to like the 7-day mark the best. So what I do is I drain it out, and I just have these
And for those of you that
gallon jars.
want to find a glass jug that big, you can find it online, but you need to make sure that the spigot is stainless steel. Please do not use plastic. It taints after a while. And then as far as the lid on top, my husband's a wonderful engineer. I was using cheesecloth and then a paper towel, and he came in and he took one of my lids and he modified it. He ended up putting a screen, which I'll show you in just a second. As you can see, he melded a screen onto there so it can still be, air can still get through, but bugs and things won't.
Most other
And
people
it's
use,
stainless as
And
well.
it's stainless.
they use cheesecloth or paper towels or something, but it has to be able to breathe. If you restrict
For the
it,
yeast.
the scoby could mold and develop a really astringent, unpleasant taste.
So you'll have a sick
So-
scoby.
The scoby is it's the life of the kombucha. It's important to keep it healthy.
And your scoby continues to grow throughout the process. It'll get bigger and bigger and bigger, and you just split it off and keep a layer back. You can take the old scobies and you can sell them to people, or you can
Always try to get them the same height.
or
What
you
do
can
with the
take
stove?
them and you can dehydrate them. They have scoby candy. You can do all sorts of different things with them.
What can you do with the SCOBY when you're not using it for a while?
You can actually take that and put it in some of your kombucha. and then put it in your refrigerator. By keeping it in the refrigerator, I've kept mine in there for up to a year.
Oh, wow.
Now you do want to check on the fluid. You do want to make sure it's not getting too strong because your SCOBY can ruin eventually. But yes, putting it in the refrigerator slows the process almost down to a halt.
All right, on to the famous recipe. I've tried many different kinds of kombucha, but it seems like one that everybody likes is the one that I'm going to share today. And it starts with 10 blackberries. You want to put the blackberries in?
Sure.
I put about 10 blackberries in each bottle.
You just dip it out with your spoon, or?
Just grab them and throw them in there.
Okay.
And please make sure you've washed your hands.
And the little jars are in.
In here.
Okay.
10, 10, 10, and 10. So the recipe would call for 40 blackberries.
Yeah. Make sure you wash your hands and don't rub your nose when you do this.
Yes. The other thing that we also put in our kombucha, and this is optional, but I found out that it seems like the if you add like berries or fresh fruit or even chia seeds, it seems like the kombucha likes to ferment better. It likes the fresh fruit, so it really enjoys that.
So there are two ways of doing this then. You could drink it straight out of the jug right there.
Yes, like this stuff here.
And that would have some carbonation, but very little.
Yeah.
And then you can do what's called, what is it called again?
Well, the
secondary fermentation.
Which is what we're going to be doing in these jars. And also, if you want to know the jars, these are the jars that I use. They're actually the GT Daves. And you can remove the labels. You just peel them off like this. And then they used to have paper labels, and I just scrape them off with a knife. But now they have this, it's like a plastic mylar, but it leaves a really sticky residue. And you can remove this with a citrus, like a lemon oil or a citrus cleaner will take this sticky stuff off. And then it'll leave the jar looking like this, really nice and clean. And these are great for kombucha. Well, they're probably designed for kombucha from GT Dave. So if you don't have bottles, just
recycle.
This,
yeah.
Drink it and recycle the bottle. So.
We're big into recycling. If we can.
You use what you can, right? Okay, so now that we have that, what I do next is I mix this up. So I'm kind of one of those kind of guys that like approximate everything, but I would say that.
So a dash of this and a pinch of this?
Yeah. It probably ends up being about maybe half a teaspoon.
Yeah, I would.
Half a teaspoon. Per gallon, roughly. And then for the sugar, I approximated.
Now this kombucha is already sweet with some sugar, but for the secondary fermentation, it's good to add just a touch more because it will ferment a lot better.
Yeah. And if you like it sweeter, you can make it a little sweeter, but I usually add about, so per gallon, or per whatever this is, which is almost a gallon, I add about 100 milliliters. It's almost a half a cup of sugar, just a little less. Like here's a half cup measurement, and you can see it's just a hair less. So, and this is 118 milliliters, so just a hair less into each one.
I think that's good because it allows the flavor to come out and not get covered up with so much sweetness. It's just a good balance.
But if you like it sweeter, you can add a half a cup per gallon or whatever.
Now, when do you do the chia seeds?
So what I do, what I found out that I was just dumping them in there dry, But chia seeds are very sticky. So what I do is I add a little bit of liquid in each jar before I add the chia seeds. So you just mix everything together, get it really nice and mixed up in there.
Little tricks along the way that you've learned.
Yep. Make sure the sugar is mixed up. And that goes for the tea. When you also do that, make sure and mix it good, because there was one batch I just dumped the sugar in there. And then after it cooled down, I usually let it cool down overnight. I put a lid on it, let it cool down. Next morning I went out there and there was a little bit of sugar at the bottom that wasn't mixed up. So make sure it's mixed up real good. There we go. Add a little bit per container, about like this. Go ahead and move it to the next one. The funnel. There you go. And for the chia seeds, I add about 1 teaspoon per bottle. These are 48-ounce bottles. The GT Dave's has essentially 2 sizes. There's a smaller size and this is the larger size.
I think the smaller size is a 16 ounce.
Okay, we'll keep that funnel over here. And we'll use it for the chia seeds. 1 teaspoon per. See how sticky they are already? Because I have a wet funnel. There we go. So add a little bit more of this one. There we go. And that's it for the chia seeds. You can do it without chia seeds too. Okay, we have our blackberries in there. We have it all mixed up. Just dump it in these bottles like this, and then we'll cap them off.
Now, how many days do you usually set them for a few days before you refrigerate?
So these ones you can, for the secondary fermentation, probably about 3 to 5 days.
Okay.
You can do the secondary fermentation. So that usually works out pretty well. And if you like it more carbony or carbonated, or if you like it a little bit stronger, you can wait a little longer. But then after the 3 to 5 days, you can keep it longer in the refrigerator. You just put it in the refrigerator and it'll last probably up to a month or so. If you keep it really long, it'll get kind of a vinegary flavor, so it's good to drink it within a couple weeks.
That's sort of like its shelf life.
Yeah.
For the quality.
But for our family, it doesn't last that long.
Yeah.
So I've never had to deal with that. Oh, that one's full. You'll get some foam in there, and kind of hurrying a little bit, but usually I let it set for a little while and let the foam come down like that. Try to get the bottles as full as you can. If you have trouble with them foaming up like this, you can attach a straw to the bottom, like one of those large straws. You can attach it to the bottom of your funnel, and it'll fill from the bottom up. I've done that before too.
Interesting.
I don't know where the straw is, but I'm just doing it this way. Get them as full as you can. Make sure the tops are somewhat clean, so they have a good seal, like that.
And whenever you can, and you gotta always clean the tops of those jars off before you get a good seal.
Yep. And then you tighten them up, give them a little snug. If you don't snug them down, they will not build up pressure and they won't get much carbonation. The nice thing about these plastic caps is they will not explode off the top and blow up your ceiling and cause.
They'll kind of tell you when it's ready, won't it?
They'll bulge like this, and they will seep out the side. So that's what's really nice about the plastic caps. All right.
So what resources, like, do you have any favorite books that we used? Do you have...
we started with this one.
So it's the Big Book of Kombucha. Okay.
Yep. And you can get it on Amazon. Is it Amazon? Is that where you get this one from?
That's where I got it.
It
yes.
has tons of recipes.
And it has the basic layout of how we just did ours.
It has directions on how to start a SCOBY if you don't want to buy a SCOBY. Recommendations, different flavors to try.
And you can, I would highly recommend, if you're going to get a SCOBY, get one that's not dehydrated. Try to get one that's already rehydrated. The dehydrated ones are extremely hard to start with.
Is there a
when your first time
on kombucha, like its origins?
Yes, there is a long origin of kombucha. I think that, the Chinese or Asians is who started it. Probably 2,000 plus years ago, and I know that's the origin is I think China. Pretty sure China. What I do is I take a regular tape like this. It's just a regular
like a paint tape, right?
Painter's tape, whatever, and you write the date on it. I date all of my material, that way I know when I started and how old it is and what batch it was from or whatever. You can write whatever you want, flavors, etc.
Now over here with your tea, I see you left some in there. I think they said for a gallon of kombucha, you're supposed to leave about 2 cups of fermented tea with your SCOBY.
Okay.
And then fill the tea on top of that, the new tea on top of that.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yeah. You leave
so with
some
this
in
one,
there.
you have about 4 cups of fermented tea.
Yeah, you leave some in there because that's what gets the next batch started. Is that one. So anyway, there's the labels. A couple of labels there. So we're going to transfer over the other one.
The other tea and sugar.
The other tea. So let's see how good my pour is. Remove this. Get rid of it.
Squeeze some of that out for the flavor.
Yeah, I'll just drop it in there for now. And now you can understand how the beginning works. Because we started with how to make this tea to add to the SCOBY. The SCOBY just kind of tumbles around in there when it's
like
being
a
poured.
big jellyfish.
It's like a big jellyfish. And you can see it kind of floating around. I like to kind of orient it so it's straight.
So it stays flat on top.
Because otherwise it'll fold over and then it'll grow kind of funny.
Okay.
So if you look at a SCOBY, they grow in layers. There's a couple different layers. It's like a pancake. And then every time you do a batch,
you'll have a new layer.
It'll develop layers and it'll keep getting thicker and thicker. So I would say every 4th batch, somewhere around there, I will remove the SCOBY. I'll put it in a container with the liquids. I'll pour off the liquids, and then I'll rinse out the bottom, because what happens is you get old microbes that are dead, and it develops a sludge at the bottom. And if you leave that in there, the kombucha will start tasting funny. It'll start tasting like off. you'll start tasting those microbes in there. So it's good to keep it clean, but do not wash it with soap. This thing, you can, but make sure you have it totally clean when you put the thing back in there, because it'll kill the SCOBY. There's other things that kill the SCOBY, like if you cap it off like this, make sure it has a spot to breathe.
Now this will set
And you
for 7
can-
days.
And if the SCOBY gets too thick, you can divide it and pick your favorite one and throw the rest away, or make something out of it.
A lot of people dehydrate it and make it
Yes.
into candy.
Yes,
SCOBY candy.
There's all kinds
You can
of
sprinkle it with
recipes in
things.
here.
Kombucha candy.
I don't know. Never tried it.
I tried a piece. Somebody had some and it was really good.
There's other. Let's see what.
We've made a lot of different flavors. What are some of the flavors that we really enjoyed? I know my top flavor was pineapple chia.
Pineapple chia.
I
was
really
pretty
liked
good.
that one.
You can get a little bit of pineapple extract, and then you just add some chias in there. Basically the same recipe as far as the sweetener.
And adding, so like, for example, when we do kombucha, if we add a flavor and not the real fruit, does it turn out as well? Or would it be better to add fruit?
If you don't add the fruit, a lot of times it may take longer to do the secondary fermentation. I've noticed that if you add like artificial flavors and you don't really add any natural fruit, it doesn't ferment as fast. Sometimes it doesn't ferment at all. I tried making a sassafras. I think it was was it a sassafras
Licorice.
or licorice?
It was
or
like a licorice
root beer
or-
kombucha, and it never fermented. I don't know why. Maybe it was the flavorings I used. And another thing you're not supposed to do is put flavorings in your fermentation vessel. This is just straight tea and sugar and the SCOBY. If you want flavorings, you remove it out of here. Otherwise, it could contaminate your fermentation.
So we leave these on the counter for what, 3 days
Yes.
or until they start to bulge, and then we put them in the refrigerator and enjoy.
Yes. And as a matter of fact, Jeff, since you're here, I'd like to share with you the last batch. So I think
I will definitely reciprocate.
here we go.
So when was that one
The
made?
finished product.
This was made last week.
Yeah, 7/26.
And this is
Okay.
the 14th.
And
So
today's the 14th. Watch it.
if they're not
Watch it
cold-
bubble.
Yeah, sometimes the berries will float up. If they're not cold, you got to be careful when you open it up because it'll.
You can see the carbonation there.
Yes.
And the berries are edible.
Oh yes.
Yeah, the kids love
The
them.
kids love the berries.
Here you go.
All right. Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers.